I don't know what people go through when they're catering, but this is a lot. It's a lot of work. I will probably charge 5 times more. No, in fact, I'm lying. 10 times, no, 20 times more because the amount of work that goes into this is insane. Hello fellow trailblazer, welcome to another video on Money Adventures with TK. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tukiso TK Chebe, and on this channel I bring you fresh content on anything personal finance and business related content. Talking about business related content, I have in studio today a trailblazer of note. Now she's taking the culinary space by storm, but also leveraging on technology. When I speak about technology, I'm talking about Pocket Power. If you have not seen my video on Pocket Power, I'll obviously link it somewhere here. I never know where to point, but anyway. So today I have a very beautiful guest in studio, and as is tradition, she is going to tell us who she is and why she is here today, and of course the message she wants us to get out of the conversation today. Hello, how are you?
Hi TK, I'm so well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
My name is Maleballo Mokhathi, and like you said, I am a culinary enthusiast, or a budding, blooming culinary enthusiast. I'm a 24. No, I'm not 24 years old anymore. I'm 25 now.
So
I forget my age.
Oh God, I missed my days when I was 25. Anyway, you're 25.
I'm 25 years old, and I'm a very proud Masoto, guys, by the way.
Proud Masoto.
Proud
That's
Masoto.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
I always like to tell people that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'm learning and growing every day in this beautiful country of ours, in our culinary space. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. I know people don't like me using the word aspiring, but I do
believe you're an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Anyway.
I should just leave it
as
entrepreneur.
Leave it as an entrepreneur, yes.
I'm an entrepreneur. Still trying to find my footing in the culinary space in terms of bridging it with the entrepreneurship aspect of it. And I'm a sister. I'm a sister to 3 boys. I am my grandmother and mother's daughter.
Sure.
The grandmother aspect I'll explain fully later why
Sure.
I had to mention it. And yeah, I just love life. I love my wine. I love my food. Of course I love money. Hence, I took the entrepreneurship route.
Sure.
So many may argue that it's not as easy, which is true. But I think for me, what I love most about entrepreneurship is the freedom it gives me. The freedom to truly do what I genuinely love. And on my own accord, I've been fortunate to be employed at one point in life for like a year. But not in the culinary space, which I guess it was an NGO, so it gave me experience in and doing very meaningful work, learning about the kind of policies we have in the country, completely unrelated to the culinary space. But I will say it gave me skills that trickled down into my entrepreneurship journey.
Wow.
In that it taught me how to interact with people, it taught me how to engage with people, which is a very important aspect of entrepreneurship. Every single day, be it your employees or your customers. So knowing how to deal with human beings for me was one of the lessons that I learned from being employed. So I don't regret it. And of course, have had internships here and there in the kitchen, and gruesome work, but fun work, of course. Very hard work, but it paid off. It gave me a lot of experience that I know is going to come handy in my entrepreneurship journey.
So, wow, beautiful, long introduction to who you are. And, I actually enjoy when people talk about what they do, what inspires them, what drives them. So let's maybe, before we get into this serious conversation, but this is a serious question nonetheless, how would you describe your relationship with money?
Okay, my relationship with money is it's quite unstable.
Unstable.
But I will say I've had quite a very long and interesting relationship with money despite being as young as I am. I've always been one to want to make my own money. I don't like asking for money from my parents. So even from a young age, from high school, my peers will tell you I was there at break selling brownies, just trying to find ways to make my own money. Mainly because of the satisfaction of it. It's like I can actually do this myself. I valued it so much more than when my mother just gave me 20 rand that I would use for useless stuff. When I made my own money, it's like, okay, now I need to plan for this money. How am I either going to make more of it, or how am I going to spend it in a way that I'm not going to look at myself next month like, okay, now I don't have money. But, and it also helped me, that mentality is still there even now, in that wanting or having started my own business, I still treat my money in that manner. Like, okay, I've made this much. Okay, how do I now work towards growing what I already have, right? And making it sustain me for the long run without having to ask somebody, I don't like
and we people don't pay it back, right?
Yeah.
Don't pay
so
back.
I'm very but overall I think right now I'm in a period where I'm trying to understand money. I forgot what it was I was reading or watching, but someone was talking about how money is energy.
It is energy.
So
it's a lot of energy.
you need to understand how it works. It's not just an inanimate piece of paper that we use for transactions. It's so much more deeper than that. Hence, going back to my spiritual stuff, that you need to treat it as a living thing. Have a relationship with it. Learn to attract it. And I'm the kind of person who doesn't like chasing things.
So you attract.
I attract.
I see it.
I'm learning to attract money. I'm learning to court my money. I'm learning to understand the language that it speaks.
Talking about the language that it speaks, what language do you have with the culinary space?
The culinary space, it's very self-taught, homey, very indigenous still, but curious. I'm gonna show you what the bows are.
Bows! Bamboo steamer for the bow.
It's a Taiwanese gua bao. It's a bun. So I'm gonna stuff it with the slaw and some chicken, fried chicken.
So what are these for?
Same thing. So this, same thing. I'm just gonna spray it down with a bit of spray so that you don't encounter any problems when we need to take it out. Set your buns in there. This is the bottom one. This is the bottom one.
Sure. WTF. Guys. Phew.
And then you.
Hectic.
Yeah.
Hectic. My goodness. Okay,
then,
great. I want to do more. One thing we can use this one. Can we use this one? Talk us through that. So self-taught, open to a lot of learning, and you have this amazing opportunity to further enhance your skills, but also acquire and deepen your knowledge within the culinary space. Talk us through the opportunity that is about to unfold in your life. Okay,
it's been a very mentally taxing journey.
I would imagine.
It's because it started off as me thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to New York. getting accepted to one of the best culinary institutions in the world in New York, which was very validating after the rejection I received prior to that, because it got to a point where I was like, okay, maybe this is not the route I'm supposed to take. But receiving that admission to the Culinary Institute of America showed me that, no, actually, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. But then realizing that there was a financial barrier that was stopping me from getting there, I had to reroute. But rerouting, not completely going completely. It's still culinary related. So what most people don't know is that after New York, actually, I had to another school in Ireland for the same course, culinary science. And again, financial barrier. I received admission, but there was that financial barrier still. So reroute again, another school in Italy.
Sure.
Yeah, so hence I say it was very mentally taxing. So finally, the school in Italy, yes, it's still, financially it's still not the cheapest, but their payment structure is a lot more feasible than the others.
Sure.
Hence, I decided to go with that option. I mean, it's Italy. Italy is known for their food culture.
Pizza.
It's
actually not pizza.
Pasta.
Yes.
All of that.
Pasta.
Everything.
Lifestyle, fashion. Oh
everything.
My God.
Everything. It's so their food is such an important element of their culture, and it just made sense to go there.
Wow.
For my career.
Actually.
Thank you
So
so
there are
much.
people who have contributed towards your fundraising with the Pocket Power platform. So for somebody who initially wanted to support the New York dream, and now suddenly you're moving and switching to Italy, what then do you say to them to allay their fears, the concerns, or any questions they may have?
Okay, I would say to allay their fears, the program is pretty much the same. The main difference, I would say, is that with culinary science, it's more technical science, cooking in the kitchen experiment. Whereas in gastronomic science, yes, there is that culinary science aspect where we are looking at cooking in a very technical manner, in a scientific manner. But now we're including anthropology of food. We're looking at the history of food. We're looking at
history of food. Wow.
We're looking at how food relates to human beings, from you as TK, the individual who eats food on a plate, to the farmer who planted the food that is now on your plate. So we're looking at food as a relationship between human beings. We're looking at food and how it impacts and informs different cultures. Whereas that one is more, okay, now you're cooking, now you're doing experiments. So I feel this one is a lot more holistic in that it's not only, now I'm learning how to chop onions, now I'm trying to see what compounds are present in olive oil. But yes, I'm learning that, but also now it's how it relates to human beings, which I feel is so much more holistic and deeper and broadens my career path so much more. Yes.
Italians are also very passionate about their wines, right? The wines, and I think their sparkling wines, the Proseccos and the likes, right? So today's wine is, let's see, it's the Glen Carlo from South Africa, Merlot 2021. If you were to recommend food pairing, what would you pair the Glen Carlo Merlot 2021 with?
Okay, so pairing, I've recently learned that there's two kinds of pairing. You have complementary pairing, where you want your wine to complement your food, and then there's congruent pairing, where you want the wine to enhance the food.
Oh wow, okay.
I also recently learned that. I was like, oh, that actually makes so much sense.
It does actually make sense. It really does.
It makes so much sense. So your Merlots would complement your cured meats, your red meats, etc. And it would enhance your taste with your hard cheeses and like your charcuterie style boards, all of those. Yeah, so that's what I would pair wine of this nature with.
So that's the one I should recommend it for today's conversation. Let's hope they sponsor the next video.
They should.
So I'm very passionate about travel lifestyle, and in 2016 I was fortunate enough to be in Italy. What are you most excited and looking forward to? What experiences are you looking forward to besides the academic side of things? So what are you looking forward to in Italy? Experiences, lifestyle, all of that.
I mean, firstly, the food. More than anything, the food. Not just eating it, but also learning where it comes from, seeing where it comes from. Because one thing I've learned about Italians is that they're very nitpicky about the food that they eat. They don't just eat for the sake of eating. They'll tell you that, no, I want to see where my cow is grazing. I want to see what this chicken is eating before I can even put it into my body. So just being around people like that, I think, is going to be a very interesting experience. The fashion, of course.
Fashion, yes.
The fashion.
Please bring me a suit. Italian suit.
The architecture. There's something that I read that when you go to Europe, it's like you're traveling back in time because the architecture is very archaic.
It is.
Very, and I just absolutely love it. I just absolutely love it. And just the culture in general, the food culture in general, beyond just the actual food, just like and I really look forward to learning from them, even outside of the classroom.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you're an aspiring entrepreneur, which I believe you're an entrepreneur, right? So maybe talk us through your entrepreneurial journey. You have a business, how's it going, and how can people support the business?
Okay. So my business, Anki's Kitchen, was founded in 2020 during COVID in response to the mass closure of restaurants. And it's actually our way, or mine and my mother's way of paying homage to my grandmother, Anki, because she's the one who taught us how to cook.
Oh, okay.
So it's a family business. It's not mine alone, obviously.
Sure.
So at the moment, it started off as a cloud kitchen rather. So we were doing deliveries, cooking from home, and it was doing really well. It was really doing well during COVID times because at the time people didn't have options. They didn't have options, so it really, but it also allowed us to build a name for ourselves because it got to a point where things started being a bit unstable because of the lockdown restrictions. We got a physical space actually during that time around 2021, Hafo Servicing. So it was a joint venture between Anki's Kitchen and Broiler Bros, which is our brother business technically. So I'm in both businesses. And the lockdown restrictions at the time made it very difficult to have a physical space because one moment people are allowed to sit down, the next they're not. You can't sell alcohol. You can't, like that back and forth, that instability really led to us just deciding, you know what, let's take a break. Let's just take a step back for a while. Wait for this COVID wave to sort of settle down. Wait for the dust to settle and see if afterwards we can't try to pick back up and see where it goes. And what was very validating was even during our closure, people were still calling. Like, we want food, we want wings, we want bread. So it made us realize just how impactful the brand we created was. And now we're so slowly trying to resuscitate it with Anki's Kitchen more than Broiler Bros, in that I've started offering catering services.
Guys, catering is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Bang, bang, I am done. Nice hot water.
moment, I'd say it's coming well. The catering aspect of it, I'm not mad at it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of very tiring work, but I'm learning a lot from it. But we're also still doing the delivery services for like the pastries and all of that.
Nice.
So people can support by ordering pastries, by requesting my catering services. But I'm also trying to work with businesses now as well. So
nice.
that's another element that's going to come at a later stage.
So for people who are watching this episode, what are your closing remarks? What do you want them to take out of our beautiful conversation? What's the call to action? I think that's actually a better question. What's the call to action?
Okay. With regards to the money aspect of things, I think it's very important to, like I say, establish your own individual, unique relationship with money and try to understand it to your best capabilities possible. Read as much as you can. My favorite book at the moment is The Psychology of Money because is it there? Oh, it is there. Oh man, yes, it's a very informative book because it teaches you about money from a very human perspective. We tend to make money very rigid and structured and and neglect our human aspects, our emotions when it comes to money, and we can't.
It's very emotional.
It's very emotional.
Very, very emotional.
It's very emotional. And with regards to everything else, I'd say keep dreaming big, especially Lesotho Monang.
Hey.
Because people tend to think you're a bit crazy when you tell them your dreams and what you want to do, and like, it's impossible. Dream big, go crazy, I mean, look at me wanting to go to New York and pay $1 million a year for school fees. I was willing. I gave it a shot.
1 million. 1 million in New York. I'm planning to go to New York in the next few weeks, so I need the money as well.
So don't be afraid to try and fail.
Don't be afraid to try and fail.
Failure is part of the process. You're gonna fail. It's gonna hurt. Pick yourself up. Try again. Reroute as much as you can until you find your path, until a door opens, because it will open eventually.
And this is what you know in 25 years of life. Wow. All right, so where do people connect with you on socials, if you're big on socials? Where do people follow your business, your journey? Yeah, give us your socials.
You can follow me on Instagram mostly. I actually don't have Twitter, which is, I need to work on that. Instagram, my personal Instagram, Bally Mokhathi. Business is Ankies_kitchen, and then broiler bros. Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this amazing interview with Bally. She is a trailblazer of note. She is off to Italy, and I think we need to do an escape with TK to Italy and experience the Italian culture. Please. Guys, if you love this video, leave a comment below. Questions or comments regarding Bally's journey, regarding her mindset around money, and of course her business. And of course, let us know what your dream is and what it is that you want to achieve. What is your favorite wine as well, and what do you pair it with? But most importantly, do not forget to subscribe to this particular channel. Give it a thumbs up and leave a comment like I already said. But also do not forget to follow my podcast, available on Spotify, YouTube podcast, and of course Apple and Google Podcasts. And do not forget to subscribe to my other favorite channel, Escapes with TK, for travel, lifestyle, and adventure content. I will see y'all on the flip side. So keep it locked down on Money Adventures with TK. Love, peace, and money! Cheers, Bally. All the best.
Cheers. Thank you so much.